This is Lisa Loves to Crochet and Knit, and today I'm going to show you how to crochet this cute little cake for birthdays. So I will show you what you need first, and let's get started. You're going to need some fiber fill to stuff it, of course, or whatever you choose to stuff it. You're going to need some safety eyes. This is purchased off Amazon, and it has the backings with it. There's all kinds of eyes in here, and then this row here is noses. So there's black eyes, different sizes, and then there's colored eyes across here. And you have brown, red, another kind of brown, a blue, and a clear. So that you're gonna need a pair of eyes. You're going to need a pair of scissors, a tapestry needle, and a crochet hook. I use a size H for this. And then you're going to need to choose a few different colors. I'm going to do pink for the top and bottom. Oh, a hot glue gun as well. You're going to need a hot glue gun. So I'm going to do pink, and we're going to start at the top and the bottom. So you're going to need to start with a magic loop. Let's see if I can pull this down here. So I have a video on how I start a magic loop if you wanted to catch that. So, but I'm not going to go over it too quickly here. So there's my magic loop. And then I'm going to chain one. And then I'm going to put 12 half double crochets in the center, and I'm going to pull it tight. Okay, so I've completed the first round, and I'm going to slip stitch to the beginning. And I'm going to chain one. And I've also weaved in my ends and tightened my loop. And so the next round, I'm going to do 1 half double crochet in that same space as the chain one. And then I'm going to do 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. And then I'm going to do 2 half double crochets in each stitch around. That's what I'm going to do. So you're going to make a top and a bottom. So you're going to have to make 2 of these. So let me continue the 2 half double crochets in this round, and I'll see you at the end of this row. So I've completed that round of 2 half double crochets in every stitch around, and that includes, I count those 2 as stitches, the chain one and the half double crochet in the same stitch. So I'm just going to slip stitch together. And then I'm going to chain one. And then this round I'm going to do 1 half double crochet in that same the chain one space. And then the next one I'm going to put 1 half double crochet. And in the next stitch I'm going to put 2. The next one I'm going to put 1. So I'm just going to repeat 1 half double crochet in one stitch and 2 half double crochets in the next. Repeat that around. Okay, so now I've completed that round, and I'm going to slip stitch to the beginning. I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to do 1 half double crochet in that same stitch. And I'm going to do 1 half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then in this next stitch I'm going to put 2. So I'm going to repeat that around. I'm going to put 1 half double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, and then in the next one I'm going to put 2. So I have 1 1, and then 2. And so I'm just going to repeat this around. Okay, so I've completed that round, and I'm going to slip stitch to the beginning. And I'm going to chain 1. And I'm going to put 1 half double crochet in that same stitch. And then I'm going to put 1 half double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Just 1. And then the next one I'm going to put 2. So I have 1, 2, 3, all have 1 stitch in them, and this next one I'm going to put 2 half double crochets. And I'm going to repeat that around. One, and there's my third with 1 stitch, and then I'm going to put 2 in this next. And I'll repeat that around. Okay, so I've completed that round, and I'm going to slip stitch to the beginning. And I'm going to chain 1, whoops. There's my slip stitch, and there's my chain 1. And now I'm going to cut my work, leaving a little bit of a thing, and I'm going to pull up that loop, making that a knot. So now I have the top, and so you have to make 2 of those. So I already have the one done. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to change color, and we're going to start working up the back here, the part of the cake, like the sides. So we're going to start working that way. So let's change colors. Okay, so I have my 2 of them done, and I'm gonna use purple for my next one. So I'm just gonna start with a slip knot on my crochet hook, and I'm going to start with one of the sides. I have both of the centers weaved in and pulled tight, and I'm going to start, and I'm going to go in the back loop. So I'm going to flip it over so the front side of your crochet is going to be on the bottom, the right side facing. And so I'm going to go into the back loop of this, and I'm going to go into the loop below it. So it looks like this. So you can see that this is the braid for your crochet, and I'm going to go into the back loop and the loop underneath. So I'll leave this edge here of the one row of the front loop. So I'm going to do a half double crochet. I start with a single crochet because it's hard to do a half double crochet in that first stitch. And then I'm going to start weaving in my ends as I go. I'm going to crochet over them. And so here's my half double crochet, and I'm going to go in both those loops. Remember, the back loop and the loop below it. And I'm just going to kind of pull it a little tighter. Make sure you're just going into those 2 loops. And I'm going to decrease every 5th stitch. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5. So now I'm going to put a decrease in my next stitch. So I'm going to do a half double crochet decrease. And then I'm just going to continue in 5 more. Kind of pulling my stitches kind of tight. One, two, three, four. This one's 5. So the next stitch I'm going to have to do a half double crochet decrease. So here's my decrease. And then I'm just going to continue on. 5 more and another decrease. And I'm going to do that all the way around. Okay, so I've done that all the way around, and it looks like I didn't go into that chain 1 space, but I'm going to put a stitch in there just so it doesn't have a gap. I should have started there, but I didn't notice it until now. So I'm just going to put a half double crochet in that 1 stitch there, pull it tight, oops, so now I'm going to slip stitch to the beginning, going to pull it tight, chain 1, and then I'm going to put 1 half double crochet in each stitch around, making sure I have the same number of stitches for each of these rows. So this is row 6, and then I'm going to do row 7, and I'm going to do row 8 the exact same way. And so I'm just going to go 2 rows the exact same, just put 1 half double crochet in each stitch, including that chain 1 space, all the way around. Okay, so I've completed the row 7, and I've slip stitched to the beginning, and I'm just going to do another chain 1 and another half double crochet to start in that same stitch, and then I'm going to do 1 half double crochet in each stitch around for row 8. Now row 8 would be a great stopping point if you wanted to change colors. If you want to continue with the same, that's fine too, to make the sides of the cake all the same solid color, to see what that looks like. Or you can change colors to make it more colorful. You can make it your own. So I will see you at the end of row 8. Okay, so I've completed that round, and I'm just gonna do a slip stitch to the beginning and a chain 1, and then I'm gonna do another half double crochet. I'm not gonna change colors here. You can make it more colorful. I'm gonna continue with rows 9 through 11 just like this. Start with a chain 1 and a half double crochet in that chain 1 space, and then 1 half double crochet in each space around. Make sure you have the same number of number of stitches each round, so it doesn't grow or change, so it stays the same. And then so I'll meet you back here at the end of row 9. Okay, so I've completed round 11 of my cake, and I'm just going to go in that last stitch, and I'm going to slip stitch to the beginning, pull them tight, chain 1, and I'm going to cut my working yarn, giving it a little bit of a tail so I can weave it in. So this is complete. Now I like to do the bottom part. You see how this ridges that we left? So we're going to continue working on the base, working in these loops down here that we created, and we're going to start, I'm going to do blue, and I'm going to do a slip knot onto my crochet hook, and I'm going to have it with the front open towards me, and I'm just going to start single crocheting in each of those little loops all the way around. I'm not going to count anything, I'm just going to put a single crochet in each stitch all the way around. Like that. Okay, so I've completed my single crochets all the way around, and I'm just going to slip stitch to the beginning, and I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to do a single crochet in that same stitch, and then in the next stitch I'm actually going to skip the next 2 stitches, and I'm going to put 5 double crochets in the next stitch. Three, 4, 5. Okay, so there's my 5 double crochet. Then I'm going to skip the next 2. 1, 2, and I'm going to single crochet. And this gives me a little scalloped edge, and it makes it sit nice. Okay, so now I'm going to continue this pattern, and so I'm going to skip the next 2 stitches, and I'm going to do a double crochet in that next stitch. I'm going to put the 5 double crochets in that same stitch, or there's 5 total in that stitch rather. So I'm just going to repeat this pattern all the way around. So there's 4, there's 5, skip 2, single crochet. And then I'm going to skip 2 again and put 5 double crochet in that same stitch. So I'll see you at the end of this round. Okay, so I've reached to my last one, and I don't have enough chains to complete this round together, so I'm gonna make it work. So I'm gonna skip 1 chain and single crochet, and then I'm gonna skip the 2, and I'm gonna actually skip 1 more, and I'm just gonna put 5 double crochet, and then I'll be able to single crochet back to the beginning. So I just kind of have 1 single crochet in each of these. I'm missing a couple of stitches, which is fine. I'm just gonna make it work. It doesn't have to be perfect. There's no rhyme or reason. There's a lot of forgiveness to crochet, and you just have to make it work at times. I've learned that with Halloween costumes. So then I'm going to slip stitch to the beginning, chain 1, cut my working yarn, pull that, make that a knot. Now I have the base of my cake, and he sets nicely. And now I'm going to have, so I have 2 ends to weave in, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the cheeks. We're going to have cheeks on the cake. See the cheeks? So we're going to start with the light pink, and I'm going to start with a magic loop. Whoops. And then I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to put 8 half double crochets in the magic ring. Let me get some yarn here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I'm going to pull it tight, and I'm going to slip stitch to the beginning, and I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to cut my work, and I'm going to weave in my ends. I'm going to make 2 of these, and we're going to glue them on to the side of the cake, and we'll place the eyes. So let's see you at that. Okay, so I have 2 cheeks made, the ends weaved in, and all set to be glued on, but we're going to put the eyes on first. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 rows up, and I'm going to place an eye, and then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, place the other eye. Now if I like that placement, maybe I want to make it higher. I don't know, let's look, see what it looks like higher. And then remember I have to add a mouth. I think I'm going to lower him. Make sure there's 1, 2, 3, 4 in between. And I take the backs and I snap them on them. So then I have the eye placement. And then I'm going to take some black yarn and I'm just going to cut a section of it. Get my tapestry needle. And I'm going to make a mouth. So I'm going to go in through the back, leaving my tail inside, and kind of just eyeballing it. Going up on the other side. There's my smiley face. So I'm going to just put a double knot on the inside with the black yarn. And I'm going to cut that yarn, just leaving a little end. So now I have my face. And then I'm going to get my hot glue gun and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back here. So I have my glue and I'm just going to go like that and just glue it. Being careful to pull my yarn. So there's one cheek. And then I'm going to glue the other side. And I'm just going to put it about 2 little stitches back and I'm going to try to grab my hot glue. Has strings sometimes. So there's my cheeks on the cake. So there's my face, my eyes. So now I'm going to take some stuffing or fiber fill, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to start putting it in there. Trying not to overstuff. It's so easy to overstuff. So now I have my top. I already have that made. And so I'm going to put the little end of this and I'm going to match it up to this end. And I'm going to grab some green yarn and start with a magic slip knot on my crochet hook. And I'm going to turn it so my stitches are facing the right way on the out, so it looks on top, so the stitches are on top. And I'm just going to go in right where that knot is. And I'm just going to put a single crochet in every stitch around. Weaving my ends as I go, so I only have to weave them back out. Save me some work. So, and then I will show you how to do this stitch. So I'm just going to start with a single crochet around. Okay, one last stitch. I have it completed, and then now I'm going to slip stitch to the beginning, chain 1, and I'm going to do a single crochet in that same stitch and a single crochet in the next stitch. And then in the next stitch I'm going to yarn over like I'm going to do a half double crochet, and I'm going to pull it up, make it a elongated one, yarn over again, and I'm going to do a total of 4 half double crochets pulled up in that same stitch. So I have 1, 2, 3, there's my 4, and I'm just going to pull that loop up, and then I'm going to do 1 single crochet in the one stitch, pulling it tight, and then 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and it gives it this kind of little, don't know if you can see that well, it gives it a big puffy little stitch. And so the next loop I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pull up a loop, like a longed half double crochet. There's 2, here's 3, here's 4, oops, and then I'm going to pull a loop through those, and then I'm going to single crochet in the next one, single crochet in the next 2, pulling it tight so it pulls it, so it makes it puffy. So there's 1 single crochet, here's 2, and I'm going to do another one, and I'm just going to repeat this all around, and I'll show you what I do next. Okay, so I've completed that round, and I'm just going to slip stitch to the beginning, and I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to cut my working yarn. I'm going to weave in my ends, and there's my brightly colored little cake. And the ruffles, you can leave them the way they are, or you could fold them in and put a little stitch so they stay that way, or I mean, it's your choice, or keep pulling them out. So I mean, it's just a whole number of ways. I think it's fine the way it is. It's cute. So now for the candles. Now there's different candles you can do. You can do these kinds of candles, and these I've worked on the cake itself, and I just went in with a small needle. Okay, here's how I attach the candles to my cake. I take my size F crochet hook and the color I want the candles to be, and I do a slip knot and tighten it on my hook, and then I figure out where I want the candle placed. I'm gonna go right here, and I just pick up a stitch or a loop from the stitch, and I make a single crochet. And then I kind of go in a circle, so I'm gonna go pick up another loop and single crochet around that, and I'm gonna turn it so I'm doing it in a round, and I'm not gonna go around the entire stitch because I don't want it to draw attention to it. So I'm just gonna single crochet. So there's 3, and I'm gonna go in I'm just gonna pull up another single crochet and just kind of do that in a circle, and you can see that your yarn is curved, and so I'm going to pick up another loop, and I'm going to single crochet around that. I'm going to pick up one right here. And you don't want them too big, so too big around. So there's I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 single crochets around there, and then I'm at the beginning, so I'm going to slip stitch to the beginning, and I'm going to chain 1, and this is going to be you're going to literally crochet in the round. Make sure you get all 6 of those stitches. So there's 1 stitch. You're going to count those 6 around. Make sure you're not adding any or subtracting any. So you're just going to continue that, and you're going to do this for a few rounds, and I'll see you at the end of this row. So make sure you count your stitches when you single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 1 more. There's my 6, and then I slip stitch to the beginning, and it will be tight to do. It'll be a little, and I chain 1, and that's 1 little round. So I'm going to do 3 rows and I'll see you when you get back. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows, and that's long enough for a candle. And so I'm just gonna chain 1, and then I'm just gonna cut my working yarn, and then I just take my crochet hook and I push that end down in there. It'll take a little bit, but I just kind of push that end down in there. And then this end, I kind of take my needle, my crochet hook, and I put it into the candle, and I just pull up on that, being careful not to pull the other one out. Okay, so then that's stuffed now, the candle is, and I take my yellow yarn. Okay, so I've completed my second candle because this is for a birthday for a 2-year-old, so I've completed did the same thing, 7 rows, single crochet around those 6 stitches, making it a circle, and I tucked in all of my ends and weaved in all my ends on the cake. And let's make the flame. How I do that is I do a slip knot onto the smaller hook, the size F, and I'm gonna go in both of those top loops across there, insert my hook, and then I'm just going to do a single crochet, and I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to do a double crochet in the next stitch, and then I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to slip stitch to that second stitch, and then I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to cut my yarn, and there's the flame. And then to weave in the ends, I make it easy on myself, and I just insert my hook into part of that, and I pull up my hook into part of that candle and grab those ends of that yarn and just kind of pull it in there, and then just trim it, and then just tuck those ends down, and then there you have a birthday cake candle on your birthday cake. And you can leave a cake empty and it looks like that, or you can add your candles, as many as you need, or you can do numbers on it. I haven't done that myself yet, but you can add, like 10 or 11 on top of the birthday cake. So, and that's how you crochet your birthday cake. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.